What is Cardano ADA? Cardano is a decentralized third-age confirmation of stake blockchain stage. While it imparts qualities and applications to other blockchain stages like Ethereum, Cardano separates itself from others through a guarantee to peer-evaluated logical exploration as building blocks for updates to its foundation. 3 associations are answerable for Cardano's turn of events: IOHK, Cardano Foundation, and EMURGO. The initial 2 are non-benefit establishments and the third is a revenue-driven substance. The IOHK, which is answerable for building Cardano, works with a group of scholastics spread out across the world to deliver exploration and audit stage refreshes before execution to guarantee that they are adaptable. Understanding Cardano. Charles Hoskinson, the fellow benefactor of Ethereum, started the advancement of Cardano in 2015 and dispatched the stage in 2017. Cardano has situated itself as an option in contrast to Ethereum. The 2 stages are utilized for comparable applications, like savvy contracts, and have objectives of building an associated and decentralized framework. Cardano views itself as a refreshed adaptation of Ethereum and has blessed itself a third-age stage over Ethereum's second-age qualifications. The blockchain stage additionally has an objective of giving financial administrations to the world's unbanked. Cardano's principal applications are in character the executives and recognizability. The previous application can be utilized to smooth out and improve on measures that require the assortment of information from numerous sources. The last application can be utilized to track and review an item's assembling measures from provenance to completed merchandise and, conceivably, wipe out the market for fake products. Instances of Cardano. The associations behind Cardano have delivered 3 items: Atala Prism, Atala Scan, and Atala Trace. The primary item is promoted as a character the executive's instrument that can be utilized to give admittance to administrations. For instance, it tends to be utilized to check certifications to open a ledger or qualification for government help. The other 2 items are being utilized to follow an item's excursion through a production network. Cardano is likewise fostering a savvy contract stage that will fill in as a steady and secure stage for the improvement of big business-level decentralized applications. Soon, the group at Cardano plans to utilize a majority rule on chain administration framework called Project Catalyst to deal with the turn of events and execution of ventures. They will likewise patch up their depository the board framework to finance future costs utilizing Project Catalyst. Cardano requirements. The core of any blockchain stage is the calculation it uses to make impedes and approve exchanges. Cardano utilizes Ouroboros, a calculation that utilization's verification of stake (PoS) convention to mine squares. The convention is intended to diminish energy use during the square creation cycle to a base. It does this by wiping out the requirement for hash power, or huge processing assets, that are fundamental to the working of the verification of work (POW) calculation utilized by Bitcoin. In Cardano's PoS framework, marking decides a hub's capacity to make blocks. A hub's stake is equivalent to the measure of ADA, Cardano's cryptographic money, held by it over the long haul. How Ouroboros works. On a wide level, Ouroboros fills in as follows. It isolates actual time into ages that are comprised of openings, which are fixed time frames. Openings are like working movements at a production line. As of now, an age keeps going 5 days, and a space endures 1 second. However, these numbers are configurable and can be changed after an update proposition. Ages work in a roundabout design. When one closes, another beginnings. Each space has an opening chief picked by a lottery framework. In this framework, the higher the stake, the better the odds of winning the lottery. Opening pioneers are answerable for the accompanying assignments. Approving exchanges. Making exchange blocks. Adding recently made squares to the Cardano blockchain. Ouroboros requires few ADA holders to be on the web and keep up great organization network. To additional cut down on energy utilization, the calculation contains the idea of stake pools. ADA holders can coordinate themselves into stake pools and choose a couple to address the pool during convention execution, making it simple to take an interest and guaranteeing block creation regardless of whether some of them are disconnected. Mining considerations. A stake pool is a dependable worker hub that is resolved to run the convention day in and day out, for the benefit of the contributing ADA holders. Stake pools hold the consolidated stake of different partners in a solitary element and are answerable for preparing exchanges and delivering new squares. In a proof-of-work (POW) framework, the monetary motivating forces for diggers to take part in the arrange and make blocks are compensations of the digital money and exchange charges. Ouroboros gathers awards from an age and conveys them among stake pools and partners. Each is compensated dependent on the extent of their stake contributed during the age, which means a higher stake will get more rewards. What is cryptocurrency mining? Digital money mining is the interaction through which exchanges are confirmed and added to a blockchain public record. The way toward confirming these exchanges, known as discovering blocks in some digital money environments, is time and figuring influence concentrated. Therefore, people who run after this objective are remunerated for their endeavors, normally with badge of the cryptographic money. Understanding cryptocurrency mining pools. While the compensations of mining seem worthwhile, the interaction is intricate. On account of Bitcoin, for example, the mining cycle is set up so that if more excavators endeavor to mine the accessible digital currency tokens, along these lines expanding the measure of registering power committed to mining, the trouble level of mining goes up. Add to this the possibility of expenditure hundreds or even great many dollars on a costly and specific mining rig, just as the expense related with power, and individual excavators regularly don't discover digital currency mining to be a productive endeavor. Hence, mining pools have come to rule the digital money mining world. They go about collectively of diggers who consolidate their assets over an organization and together endeavor to mine advanced cash with expanded aggregate processing power. A mining pool has a higher possibility of discovering a prize, however it should be divided between pool individuals dependent on pre-indicated terms. 1. Foundation compatibility. With many mining gadgets effectively accessible available and with trendy progressed gadgets hitting stores each day, it is essential to check whether the mining gadget you use is viable with the pool prerequisites. For instance, Slushpool, one of the most established mining pools, plainly informs against the utilization with respect to CPU, GPU or cell phone-based mining of Bitcoin. Essentially, a pool may not help the utilization of all mining programming bundles, and a digger may require explicit programming that is viable with the pool. A few pools may likewise expect diggers to have a base organization association speed to the pool worker, and that should be checked against the web speed accessible to the excavator. Prior to assessing the advantages and disadvantages of a pool, it merits thinking about whether these specifications may exclude you from partaking at any rate. 2. Undertaking assignment mechanism. Mining pools utilize various techniques to appoint work to excavators. Say Pool A has more grounded excavators and Pool B has similarly more vulnerable diggers. A pooling calculation running on the pool worker ought to be sufficiently proficient to disperse the mining assignments equitably across those subgroups. One regular strategy is to allocate more troublesome errands to the more grounded Pool A, and relatively simpler assignments to the more vulnerable Pool B, which takes into consideration consistency in normal correspondence recurrence to various diggers who have fluctuating limits across the organization. For instance, Slushpool utilizes an exceptionally planned calculation called VARDIF, variable difficulty algorithm, which appoints more troublesome errands to more grounded singular diggers and less troublesome ones to more vulnerable excavators, accordingly working with generally even correspondence recurrence. It takes into account a decent progression of hash information to the pool worker that guarantees the right estimation of the hash rate created by the digger, so every excavator has a reasonable possibility of getting compensated. Prior to joining a mining pool, a digger should focus on consistency in hash errands that get allotted by the pool worker independent of the mining force of a member's gadget. Envision joining a pool that offers need-to-rapid gadgets. You may enjoy a benefit today on the off chance that you get such a pool together with the most recent and most expedient digger. Yet it might turn into a drawback tomorrow as new, more impressive gadgets join the pool, pushing back your now outdated gadgets except if the pool system guarantees equivalent freedom for all. 3. Pool transparency by operator. There are commitments of the mining pool administrator that should be performed genuinely to guarantee straightforwardness and reliability among the mining individuals. For example, how might a digger know whether the all-out hash rate that is being proclaimed at the pool level is reasonable, or whether the pool administrators are not having a good time with the member excavators by citing lower payouts? How reasonably fortunate, or unfortunate, was the pool at various degrees of mining trouble? Mining pools carry out different measures, such as offering an ongoing dashboard view to excavators, to acquire this necessary straightforwardness. Excavators should search for such information straightforwardness, and join the pools that work in a straightforward way. 4. Payout threshold and frequency. On the off chance that you have low-end equipment gadgets, you ought to stay away from pools that have higher edges for making installments. Your lower computational yield will be less, prompting lower income, and you may have to stand by longer to hit the limit to get paid. The equivalent applies to the installment recurrence of the mining pool. 5. Pool stability and robustness. Another significant factor to consider prior to joining a pool is the evaluation for its security. Does the pool offer a safe association or an open association? Is it defenseless against DDoS assaults, which have gotten basic with expanded pooling movement? Furthermore, whenever hit by programmers, can the mining pool withstand and repel the assault? 6. Pool fee structure. Alongside pools that charge an ostensible expense to members for utilizing the mining pool administrations, there are pools that charge no expense by any stretch of the imagination. Notwithstanding, diggers should focus on the expense structure and the numerical equation of the payout, which may incorporate different charges. Some zero-expense pools might be restricted time offers and become chargeable later, while others may charge a fixed or potentially regular separate expense for the sake of a gift. Still others may expect you to host and run the product on your own gadget as opposed to being run on the pool worker, which makes it a significant expense contribution for the digger. Does size matter? Many think that pool size doesn't make any difference much and that the quantity of coins mined throughout some stretch of time is relative to the registering force of the huge or little measured pools, making it a level battleground. Be that as it may, there is a trick: time matters. Bigger pools have a higher likelihood of discovering blocks because of their bigger processing power, while more modest ones may have to stand by longer. Seen throughout a reasonable time span, the more modest pools may have extensive stretches of not discovering a square, yet that can be trailed by a fast fortunate period where squares are hit sooner. In the event that you are acceptable with sporadic payouts throughout extensive stretches of time, a more modest pool offering higher payout might be ideal for you. Interestingly, somebody who needs consistent pay with a high likelihood, low payout plan may settle on a bigger pool. Such an excess of being said, a mining pool's size mirrors its dependability somewhat. In spite of all the positive and negative criticism posted online about a pool, an enormous number of dynamic excavators clutching that pool proposes that they keep on believing that pool. Supporting decentralization. While it very well might be enticing to pick a famous mining pool by its huge size, the basic blockchain idea suggests that the organization is better kept up in a genuinely decentralized way if an enormous number of more modest pools are utilized for mining instead of fewer huge pools. This is a significant thought in keeping a sound condition of the generally blockchain network and to stay away from any dangerous centralization of working force out a couple of enormous measured pool workers. Organization transmission capacity obstructing is a typical issue seen on blockchains. This proposal dodges convergence of force with a couple of enormous pools, keeping the blockchain really decentralized. Fruitful mining includes both karma and computational endeavors, alongside bunches of persistence. While pool mining may make a few things simpler for the excavator by offering an instant arrangement, it adds another degree of checks for the digger. Utilizing the previously mentioned factors, diggers ought to painstakingly pick a pool that suits their requirements. Thanks for watching. Bye now.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Life is Often if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.